guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about how I became a vegan. So I'm going to start off with my childhood. I was not a vegan then, but any killing literally repulsed me. Like killing a human and also killing animals. And I did eat meat, but I did think about going vegetarian. But I didn't because my parents wouldn't allow it. And also because um it wasn't something that I was going to literally fight for at that age, because I was really young, my parents wouldn't allow it, and I thought that eating meat wasn't horrible because the animal's already dead. Like, I thought it isn't great, but the animal's already dead, so if I eat meat, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I'm not killing an animal myself. But if my parents would have made me kill animals myself, whew, I would have not done it. If they kicked me out of the house, I would have not done it in a million years. But I didn't go vegetarian throughout my childhood. And I'm saying vegetarian because I didn't know what veganism was, for one. And for two, I didn't know that there was just as much cruelty in the dairy and egg industry as in the meat industry, so I just didn't really care to go vegan, even if I knew what it was, because I just wasn't aware. Um, but when I was 13, just strictly out of curiosity, I looked up why some people think it's wrong to eat meat, which, like I said, I did not think that eating meat was a good thing. In fact, in the back of my mind, I thought that it was like not good that I was eating it. But like I said, I used the animal's already been killed excuse, and I think by the age of 13, I wasn't as sensitive to killing as I was in my childhood. I still would have never killed an animal myself, but like, it wasn't the same as when I was a little kid. But I just looked it up and I saw that there was a lot more going on in the meat, dairy, and egg industry than just killing animals. And also, there was another person on a video that said that even if you did not kill the animal yourself, if you pay for it, you still are participating in the slaughter. And also, I realized that when we buy animal products, our money is going to support the industry. So I could no longer use the "it's already been killed" excuse. And I also just saw how horrible the farming industry really was, and I just couldn't support it anymore. And this time I was 13, so I could make my own decision. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the cruelty on the meat, dairy, and egg industry. If you are sensitive to cruelty and you don't want to watch it, feel free to skip over it. Though I will say that if you are eating animal products and you can't even watch it, I got some questions for you. Um, if you can't even look at it, why is it on your plate? That's just what I'm gonna say. But whatever, it's your choice, but I'm going to talk about it now. So, I'm going to start with the egg industry. So, the eggs of chickens are hatched at hatcheries, and obviously, only the female chickens lay eggs. So, what they do is they take the baby male chicks, throw them in a blending machine so they can be killed because they won't grow up to lay eggs, and they're unwanted because they're roosters, and they're not profit for the industry, so they just throw them in this blending machine. No regard for their lives at all. They're killed as babies, just thrown in a blending machine. Totally cruel. And for the females that aren't killed as babies. They are kept in sheds where there's like thousands of chickens. They have barely any space, no sunlight, nothing. And so, in these stressful conditions, they do start to peck at things because it's like their way of handling this stress. So, what the farmers do to prevent that is they cut the chicken's beaks off with a hot blade, no painkillers, nothing. Just cut their beaks off. And then in the dairy industry, don't believe the lies. Dairy cows have to birth a baby cow for them to produce milk. Okay? So, how they cause the pregnancy is they get sperm from a male cow and then they shove it up the female cow's vagina to cause a pregnancy. And it's called artificial insemination. So 9 or 10 months later, the baby is born. And when the baby's born, they cannot have that baby cow drinking the milk that it was designed to drink, because humans have to drink the milk. Well, they don't have to, but you know what I mean. Humans want to drink the milk. So they take away the baby cow, and the baby cow, after it's taken away, the mother cow cries for days, just like any mother would. And no, this is not vegan propaganda. I live on a farm. We don't have dairy cows. And it's not a factory farm, it's just a private farm, because I live in the country. But I'm telling you, mother cows will fight to the death for their baby. If their baby's gone missing, they will cry for days. And it's just horrible. So, the mother cow cries for her baby for days. And if her baby is male, they just have no mercy at all. Not that they had mercy to begin with, but basically they put him in a tiny crate, tie him up so that he can't run around or exercise or move freely, which will prevent muscle development, and then he will be killed for veal. Killed as a baby. As a baby. Just totally sick and inhumane humans can be. And then, if the cow is female, the baby cow, she will be used as a dairy cow too, and endure the same fate as her mother. And these mother cows are just hooked up to a milk machine, literally, all day, so that they can be milked in a faster way, and they're given hormones to produce an unnatural amount of milk. And yeah, it's just a horrible industry. But I want to ask you guys one question. Why all this cruelty, and why do we need to drink the milk of another species beyond infancy? Why would we need to get calcium or other nutrients from milk of another species? Why would God design our bodies that way? Just want you to think about it. But anyway, other points about the meat industry is mother pigs are put in something called a gestation crate, where they cannot turn around, they cannot lie down comfortably. It's so small, where they're kept for months while they birth their babies. They're treated worse than criminals. Like, they are kept in a cage so tiny, and we don't even keep prisoners in a cage this small. Would you put your dog in a cage that small and let them be there for months? Months on end. Just, it's horrible. It's sick. It's wicked. But anyway, some further points is how the animals are killed. A common practice is to hang them upside down on a conveyor belt and slit their throats, and they also boil pigs alive after that process is done to them. So it's just so much cruelty, but you don't have to pay people to you don't have to like pay and support these industries. You can choose to be vegan. I've realized that it's one of the easiest decisions I've ever made. It's so much easier than it looks. I used to think that I could never do it because I would eat animal products at every single meal, but it's so much easier. Um, there are like vegan substitutes to literally every non-vegan food. Like you can either buy a substitute or make it vegan. Like just any recipe, you can make a vegan version of it. So, yeah. So it's really not that hard. It's totally worth it. I would totally recommend it. And animals do not deserve this torture that they're going through. I mean, can you imagine a dog being put in the same place as these farm animals? Like, if this was done to dogs, it would be illegal and unthinkable. But farm animals who feel the same way, like, there's no regard for them. They're just treated as commodities and just inanimate objects. Just no regard for life. So I'm just making this video to tell you all and just to explain how and why I became a vegan, and I do recommend it. It's so worth it. Um, it just feels great to really live up to your conscience and your values, and it has helped me in so many just ways. It's literally like my soul shining every day. I feel closer to nature and animals, and I should even say closer to God. So, yeah, definitely recommend it. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!